Well, howdy, partners, and welcome. Well, that didn't work, did it? Of course it didn't. That's all right. So, it's about the Mandalorian anyway. So, howdy, partners. I am here to talk about the newest episode of the Mandalorian, episode 5, The Gunslinger. And this show just keeps getting better and better. I just want to pick Jon Favreau's brains about everything that he's got planned because there's speculation that him and Dave Filoni, who directed the first episode and this episode, are gonna possibly bring more movies to us in the future, which is very exciting in the Star Wars universe. So that being said, Mandalorian episode 5 was probably my favorite so far, and it was the simplest episode of all. It was just a regular bounty episode. And I don't know, I love the Western feel to it. It's like it's perfectly done. And this show feels more like Star Wars than anything since the original trilogy, in my opinion. Now I'm not saying it's not, the content since then has been good. I mean, there's certain merits to the prequels that I really enjoy. In the new trilogy, I'm enjoying the shows, everything else. But this show just feels like what Star Wars is and always should be. And every episode has just been fantastic. And I fell in love with the Gunslinger in today's episode. The episode that came out today, rather. So basically, we have the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda showing. They're in a fight in a ship. At first, I thought it was another bounty hunter, but at first I thought it was an X-wing. I don't know why it threw me off, and I saw it wasn't. And it was awesome the way they played that off. And then Mandalorian's Razor's Crest gets damaged, his ship, so he has to land on Mos Eisley. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Mos Eisley, which we have not seen since, was it the prequel? Yeah, I guess so. I guess it was Phantom Menace. So we get there, and when there's a thing I loved about this is it's such a simple, a simple episode, and just to kind of explain it without putting any spoilers to it, he's out of money. He needs to get his ship fixed, so he goes to see about some business. He'll see if there's any bounties available. He meets a young hotshot bounty hunter that wants to get into the guild, and the bounty hunter says, "You can take the money, just help me catch the bounty." It's an elite assassin that they are after, played by Ming-Na Wen. So they go after her in the deserts of Tatooine, and it's just as straightforward. They go after this, they have to outsmart her at first. Then they get there, and there's some double crosses, and kind of goes all the way around. With Mandalorian eventually coming out on top, and then we get sort of we get kind of a glimpse at somebody towards the end. Again, I don't want to make a spoiler, but we don't see who it is, so we don't know, so I can't spoil it for you. But basically, with all the rumors and news, like they're saying that he's going to come face to face with, a big time villain or a big time adversary, and they moved up I think it's the next episode or the episode after that to kind of come out before Rise of Skywalker comes out, because supposedly it's going to kind of tie into there. So very excited to see where this goes and what's going on with it. Everybody did a great job again in this. Amy Sedaris is in it. She plays the mechanic who ends up taking care of Baby Yoda for a while. I'm a big fan of hers from Strangers with Candy and so many other things. So she's hilarious, but she was kind of like the breath of fresh air in this episode. She brought the comedy, and it was just so I was happy to see her. Ming-Na Wen played the elite assassin. That was awesome. Some cool interactions there. I'm not sure the other guy's name who played the young bounty hunter, but he did a great job as well. I should have been more prepared on that. Sorry about that, guys. But I wanted to get this up and really just go gush over the episode, as great as it was. But the thing that was also just really nice was we got a lot of fanfare in this episode. So we get Mos Eisley. We see some droids that we recognize. We see the cantina that we recognize, and a very specific booth where a meeting happens. I won't divulge too much, but it's just fun to see. Some cool speeder bikes. It even has, like, this episode with the speeder bikes has a very cool, like, Easy Rider type feel for a little while, like with the two of them riding, and I kind of dug it. But it was truly an awesome episode. And I think that's the thing I love about it is, like, because I liked watching all the old westerns with my dad back in the day, like Maverick and Cheyenne and all of those old westerns. So being a fan of not just movie westerns but TV westerns that were episodic, it reminds me of this show. Just like, you got your one character who travels from place to place, and he has his storyline that's kind of the through line throughout the entire season. But he's meeting new people and going on new adventures every week, just, to get by and things like that. Something like a Wanted, Dead or Alive with, what's his name? Steve McQueen and Robert Culp. A show like that, like where it's like town to town, just trying to do the job or whatever. But they had stories, overarching stories, so I really dig how they're doing this. And again, it feels like Star Wars. So I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I think everybody should watch it, as soon as you can. It's a fantastic episode. But, for now, like, I also want to know what you guys think of the show and how it's playing out. I don't think anybody has a bad thing to say about the show. I go through a lot of reviews and I haven't seen anything. And even this, like, for me, it wasn't the weakest because this one felt like who the Mandalorian was, but it also played to our fanfare. Every episode has kind of played to our fanfare so far, but this one really did, especially being a Mos Eisley and showing some very familiar things. So it's very cool to see how this all kind of came together, but it's not hitting you in the face with anything. You have your story, you're following your characters, but then, it's like, okay, but there was a bigger universe, here. So I think that's why I dig it, and I love how they're doing this. But that's my take on the show. Again, comment and message me. I would love to hear some feedback and let me know what you guys think. I have some other reviews coming up. I got special request reviews for 2 movies. I have to look into. It's a movie and its sequel, so I will check those out, and I'm going to review them and get those up as well. So let me know what you think, if there's any changes I can make, or I take feedback as best I can. But yeah, so looking forward to hearing back from you guys. Also, follow me on all social media. I'm on YouTube. Subscribe to me there with the videos. You can check everything out on there's links to everything on scenesnobs.com. And we got the YouTube channel, so subscribe. Got the Facebook page, so like. And I am at the Scene Snob on Twitter and Instagram. So look forward to hearing from you guys, and may the force be with you. Take care.